I thought he was talking to people right now. I didn't know he was talking to us.
We're live.
What's happening?
What's going on, everybody?
I said Booker, but say it again to the whole world now.
Say it to the whole world, sir.
The whole world.
The whole world.
The whole world. There's like nobody on, but the whole world.
We gotta represent the northeastern side.
That's true. It's true. So we're planning on going over hauls, what we've seen this weekend in our stores, and Comic-Con, virtual Comic-Con reveals. So how has y'all's week been, guys?
Well, I'll go ahead and start off, and then we can go to Brad and then Harry, and then we'll finish it off with Kevin. Well, as most of y'all know, I've been following me on Facebook and stuff and messengers. I start my new job Monday. I officially worked my last day after 10 years at Rico's Products this past Friday. Very emotional. A lot of employees were very upset with me. Well, not with me, but the fact that, after being there so long, I just decided to up and bounce. But sometimes you got to leave a spot in order to better yourself and grow so you don't become stale. Just like with any other businesses or companies that you deal with, when it comes to everyday life, sometimes things don't always work out in your favor. And in order to grow, you're going to have to leave and to find yourself again. And that's what I needed to do. It wasn't easy. An offer that was brought to me, and it took about a good month to get everything situated. I had to do my research on the company, kind of benefits they have, all kinds of stuff that goes into making a big jump like that, especially with everything going on these days. It's hard to find jobs these days, and it's not easy to latch on to something different because a lot of people are unemployed, and they're all fighting for the same spot. They want your spot. So, like I said, it wasn't easy. It took a lot of time. So finally, I had to weigh out. At the end of the day, I had to weigh out the pros and cons of both companies and what it was going to do for me. And sometimes you got to take a chance and take that risk, and hope for the best, But so that's what I did. I finished out my 2 weeks there, and had a little celebration at the end. My employees was kind enough to throw me a little going away party, I guess, with the cake and everything. And
that's good.
Yeah, so they didn't have to do that. I wasn't expecting none of that, but they played Spanish music, and we had a good time. And did my exit interview, and that was it. Turned in my key pod and all that stuff. So I officially start Monday, and looking forward to it. I know it's going to be tough to adjust to a new company, and things like that. So I already know that I got an uphill battle to deal with, because it's bigger and they're expecting a lot for the amount that they are paying me to do as far as the job title goes and stuff. So I got to bring my A game to it, and once everything settles down, hopefully it'll go uphill from there. And if it doesn't work out, you can always try again. That's just the way it goes sometimes.
Yeah.
But anyways, enough of that. But like I said, I'm very excited, for the next chapter. So that's about it as far as that goes on my end. I do got some stuff I'm going to show off here later on, but I'm going to go ahead and pass it down to Brad.
All right, cool. Okay, man. Well, I actually did manage to get some convention exclusive stuff, and I actually found it in stores. So I'll start off with a few Funko Pops that I got. I went to Target and I got this cool Cyborg Superman Funko Pop.
Nice.
Which I was after. This was a shared exclusive with Target, and they were also supposed to get a Stan Lee one, but I didn't get that one. Unfortunately, I never did see it. So, but I think this one looks pretty awesome. I've always been a big fan of the design of this Cyborg Superman character, so that's pretty cool. And then I also got at Walmart, I was able to pick up this Back to the Future Marty Mcfly
Nice.
exclusive. Of course, he's wearing the mirrored shades there. And this is like from a new wave. There's like a ton of new, like, Back to the Future pops. I don't know if I'll get all these. I probably will. Because
I think I've only seen the Doc one. I think I saw that early on. But
yesterday I saw the Doc with the courthouse.
right.
Which I almost got it, but I ended up not picking that one up. But and then of course I went to also at another Walmart. I found this metallic Master of the Universe web store, and this was another. I think this was a convention exclusive. I'm not sure. I think it was.
It's funny how it says Hot Topic, but you found it at Walmart.
Yeah, it was one of those things where I think like it was supposed to go to Hot Topic, but at the last minute they changed it to a Walmart exclusive, and they didn't take the stickers off. It even had the Hot Topic sticker on the bottom.
Wow.
And it wouldn't scan. And I remember reading online, someone had said that to just peel the Hot Topic sticker off because I was at the self checkout and I didn't want to deal with the clerk coming over, so I just like peeled this bottom sticker off real quick. And it rang up, $8.95, which is just like the regular price, so it wasn't like $12.50 or $15 or whatever it was supposed to be. So that was pretty cool, So, and then I think the only other like con exclusive thing I picked up, I actually found this yesterday, was the Predator 2.
Wow, sweet.
And this was the NECA convention exclusive, and I wasn't actually planning on getting a Predator 2 Predator, but when I saw this in person, it just looked so freaking awesome. And I just recently started getting some Predator figures. Like I think last week or last time I was on, I showed off that Jungle Hunter Predator that I picked up. And I kind of wanted to, and this one looks so cool. And it's got a really, I don't know if you'll see it, but
yeah,
I feel like lights. I didn't know it did that. Like when I opened it up in the store, I like freaked out when it started lighting
cool.
up. I was like, okay, I have to get this.
Something doing that.
I mean, and the figure looks so cool too. I mean, it's like you got that translucent,
And that was at Walmart.
So you're really, it was the packaging that sold this on me because I didn't know it flashed like that, and I mean the figure really looked pretty cool too. So yeah, I decided to go ahead and pick that up. And then I guess the other the big things that I found was the I was trying to find these new turtles, cartoon turtles from NECA. I was able to pick up the Casey and Foot Soldier set from Target.
Awesome.
Was able to find that one, thankfully. And then also got the Metalhead here.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a nice one.
And of course, he has that. This packaging is awesome. I love the packaging. It's fashioned after the old VHS that they released. In fact, I think I have one or two of those in my collection, and I might, if I do a review of this, I might showcase this with one of those tapes just to kind of do a little comparison of that. But
he's huge. He's like 9, 10 inches.
Kind of hard to open this up, but
I saw Cincy's kind of showing off, and he looked massive.
Yeah, it's a large.
Yeah, it looks really. Yeah, it's big. I mean, it's about he's got about 2 or 3 inches on the regular turtles, I'd say probably. But so yeah, Yeah, but I've been trying to find these dang Turtles figures like since they announced them like last week. I've been going to Target like almost every day, so it was a relief to finally score those. And I just like went into Target randomly late at night one night and I found them. So, but then I also got these at Walmart. I got these Master of the Universe Origins. The
Battle Cat.
I got the Battle Cat.
$25.
And that packaging looks really cool.
It's nice.
He was 20. I think he was 20.
I need that one.
And then there's the back. And also got the Sky Sled with Prince Adam. That's pretty big.
Yeah, it's nice.
Comes with a little stand there, right here. It's pretty cool. Artwork's pretty neat. And this was 30. This one cost 30.
That's not bad. That's actually pretty good.
Vehicle and a character.
And those were kind of like the big items I found. I mean, I found like, I was finding tons of clearance stuff too. Like I got, finished out this wave. I wasn't going to get these, but they marked them down to $5. And I was like, I might as well go ahead and, pick the rest of those up. Oh yeah, I did find these guys. Everybody was after these guys here.
Oh yeah.
People are buying those like crazy.
Yeah, there's big controversy over those guys.
Yeah, I didn't get Beachhead, and I didn't get Roadblock. I didn't even see Beachhead, but I did see Roadblock, but I didn't pick him up. Just because I figured I got one Roadblock, I don't really need another one for now. If they put it on sale, maybe I might get it. But yeah, these things look great, man. These things look. I can't wait to bust these open and army build these things. Those are going to look awesome.
Look forward to your review on those.
Yeah, I need to do that. And then I found stuff like this. This was like $2.50, I think. I did find a Astro Train, but his box was all jacked up.
Hey, you can open that
anyway.
Open that bad boy.
Did you get them for $9?
Yeah.
Wow.
Heck yeah.
All the ones I've seen are like 25, so I have yet to find
one. The box is like
one.
completely crushed on it, but I'll probably just keep it like this.
You're gonna keep it in box anyway?
Yeah. I mean, look at this box art, man. It's gorgeous.
Yeah.
Open that and transform him.
I don't know how to transform Transformers here.
That's an 80s one. It's not that complex.
Yeah, he's probably
Peer pressure.
These modern ones is the ones that can't transform.
The one that sold out at 25.
I also got this guy. I found this guy at Second and Charles.
Oh wow.
Okay.
I had ordered him on Books of Millions website.
Yeah.
And they canceled the order.
Universe made it up to you.
But Books of Million and Second and Charles, they're the same company. So when I went to my Second and Charles yesterday, they happened to have a couple of these on the shelf, so I grabbed one.
Man, that's a good pickup.
Yeah, I really love the accessories. I wish they would have done a blue beast like this with all the stuff in there.
Yeah.
Like the extra head and the book and the glasses.
Glasses are a big.
Like they really need to do a blue beast. I know a lot of people are customizing this, but I wish they would just do an official release like this, but in blue. I mean,
if they're gonna do blue again, he might as well have the lab coat.
Yeah, just do like an ultimate version and put the lab coat in there.
He better come with a beaker, glasses,
because people will buy it again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because your boy was always upside down playing with beakers on the cartoon.
And he looks good.
He was.
Somehow the beakers would never leak. But.
Yeah, I mean, I got a crap ton of stuff, guys. I mean, I'm not.
Yeah, dude, you spent a lot of money on toys.
Those are nice.
I found these. This was the only one I got. They had the Alien and Dallas, but I was looking on the website and on NECA's website, and apparently there's another alternate version of Dallas where he doesn't have that. It's more of like a grayish suit, and it's not that sort of like reddish pinkish color. So I don't know. I kind of want that one, rather than the one that they released with this wave. I don't know. I don't know when that one's coming out, but I might wait on that one and try to get that other alternate version. But that's enough for me. That's all I'll show.
You bought a lot of toys, brother. I hope you got enough time.
Yeah, again, that's not even all of it, but whatever.
I hope you stocked up on ramen. Don't look like you left nothing for groceries.
Well, I mean, yeah, there's nothing else in my house. I had to get rid of everything, so no.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, it's I've said before, I hate money, so whatever. It's all good.
As long as you're happy, Brad, that's all we care about.
It's gonna go anyway.
I mean, you could have backed the Sentinel with all that money you just spent. Okay.
No, man, I got a Sentinel. I don't need another one.
I have little. I got too cheap of the Smart Hulk wave at Walmart, $5 clearance, and I took those two figures, which I had zero interest in, to my comic book store this morning, and I traded them in towards another character for that wave, so I have another piece. So I got this Loki minus cool. 10. So I sold Suri and I sold Rock Python for 5 each store credit. So I got Loki for 12. And he's got another leg, so I am trying to build Smart Hulk on the low, cheap budget hunter.
There you go.
Who else comes in that wave? I forgot.
Union Jack. I need the part for Union Jack, and I need the heads are Beta Ray Bill.
Oh man, I hate that because I there was a Beta Ray Bill at one of my Walmarts for like about a month straight. It just sat there for about 2 months straight, and no one was buying it. But I think when it went to 5, like all those legends like dried up. Like
I'm only wanting to give clearance pricing, so I am looking for those. If anyone's got the pieces, for sale, non-scalper prices, holler at me on my Instagram, Sandman PR blog. We can trade. I could buy. I'm looking to buy Union Jack's piece, and the heads come with the. I need another arm too. Who's the other arm? I have the leg. Union Jack is the arm. I have the leg. So.
Yeah, that's the only thing about. That's the only thing about me switching jobs is it's going to be in a whole different area. So I got to learn a whole new area where this new place is at. So,
the new hunting area.
Yeah, because it's just one straight. Yeah, it's one straight shot. So it's not like a whole lot of places where I could go. But the good thing about the one straight shot is it's got like 5 Walmarts, a Target, and a couple of other stores. But there's not going to be plenty of there's not Kroger marketplaces, because they sell figs too there, and so that area is going to be kind of dry when it comes to Targets. So I don't have a whole lot of wiggle room to look at Target like I did going to Arlington. So going to Arlington, there's like about a dozen Targets where I could just stop by. Here, no, it's like maybe 2, maybe 3 if I'm lucky. So but it is what it is. So
yeah. You're going to actually hunt on your weekends now because your commute doesn't take you to you used to do your hunting through your work week.
Yep.
Now you're going to use your valuable sleep time and watch TV time the weekend now.
That is true. So, but I'm not going to neglect the Tarrant County area. So I'll still go out there and scrounge around, because I still got to go visit Retro Madness and so forth. So I still gotta pay them a visit because they've always been good to me. So, well, Kevin, go ahead and show us your haul. I guess I'll show mine later after you.
Okay, well, mine's up. I'm gonna have to go mobile to show you, but basically, I picked up that the Wave 3 of the Masters of the WWE Mattel line. picked up the entire wave at once, and then I got the Origins He-Man and Skeletor, and I also picked up a couple Toonie Terrors from the neck. This is a wave 3 of the NECA line Toonie Terrors. I ended up picking up Ash and the Nun. So not all in all, not bad. Not a bad week. Any new pickups for you, Fluker? They're asking on the chat.
Oh, yeah. I guess if you want me to go ahead, I'll show it off, unless if you're still talking about your stuff, Kevin.
Well, that's all I picked up. I can before we go off, I'll log into my phone and pick it up there.
Okay, sounds good. All right, well, I guess I'll quickly go ahead and show my stuff off. First item that I'll show that I picked up at Walmart, Soundstrike, this Wave 2 Soundstrike Jungosaurus. This is one I've really been after, and wasn't expecting to see these anytime soon, but luckily, due to the reset recently at Target and Walmart, we're able to get these new figures. There's a lot of if y'all remember during the last stream, I was talking about how a lot of us collectors that collect this stuff had to go through Amazon Japan to get these, and along with the Savage Strike figures. In other areas, as far as I think Amazon UK as well, because we wasn't getting a lot of this stuff, so we have to go outside the box, outside the country in order to get our Jurassic World fix. But thankfully, due to the new resets at Target and Walmart, and we don't have to do that anymore. So I was about to do that, but thankfully that I was able to be patient enough and wait. Because once I heard that people were starting to find these at Walmarts and Targets, I was like, okay, well, it's a matter of time. So sure enough, here we are. So I got the Majungasaurus. So the next one I need to get is the Irritator and the Camp Cretaceous Parasaurolophus. So, and those are right there. So that's the Irritator right there, and that's the Parasaurolophus right there. So looking forward to add that, and hopefully I can find the new Savage Strike figures as well. I did was able to get Braun Strowman for the Motu WWE Masters, so very happy about that. So I do need the rest of them. Really wanted to get that Scareglow Undertaker. That was the one I really wanted. A buddy of mine found him, but he got it for himself, so which is fine. Yeah.
There was more than one of the pig and everything.
Yeah, so the story behind
I'm
that.
the only one in the world that needs this.
So he had sent me a picture, and he goes, "Look what I found." I said, "What Walmart is that? I'm on my way." And so he told me what Walmart it was, and so then I was looking for it, and so I picked it. Oh shit! Somebody already got the Undertaker before I could get it. So I left Strowman because I really wanted that. So I messaged him. I said, "Well, I didn't pick up Strowman. I couldn't find the Undertaker one, so I guess somebody got it." And so, like hours later, he posted. He sent me a message with a picture of the Undertaker. I was like, "Oh, you motherfucker! You got the shit." But he said, "Yeah, I went ahead and." But he's an Undertaker fan, so. But he didn't outright tell me that he picked it up, but he eventually did through the pictures. So I was like, I thought you gave up on the WWE Masters Universe. He goes, no, yeah, he goes, I did. I just only wanted the Undertaker one. So I was like, all right, that's fine, it's whatever. But he ended up getting that one. So the next day I went back and got the Strowman. I wasn't expecting to see him there, but he was there. So I said, all right, you know what? Let me go ahead and get him. So now I just need the other three guys. As far as that goes, during my last run in that area, my job, I did stop in at a Walmart, and I did have everybody. I had the boys on Facebook streaming thing, the messenger part, and so I go into Walmart, and then the first thing I see was this guy. So I pretty much totally forgot about Bloodshot in this movie in the figure because nobody talks about it really. You know, they did at first when it first came out, but you know, it wasn't anything that you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I gotta go out and get me a Bloodshot fig, you know. But I saw him on clearance for $12, so I had him in hand. And so then when I went into the other toy aisle portion, they had everything there. They had the new Jurassic World. I was going to grab the Parasaurolophus, but my dumbass just let it sit there. And then by the time I went to go grab him, he was already gone. Somebody grabbed him behind my back. But it is all good. You snooze, you lose. But I did see the entire wave of the Amazing Spider-Man animated figures. The whole set was there. I saw that, and I did see the new AEW Championship belt and ring there. They had that. And then I saw the Motu Origins. I saw the Battle Cat, the Sled, and He-Man. They didn't have anybody else. They just only had like 2 or 3 He-Mans. They didn't see Skeletor or anybody else. And didn't see any new WWE Motu. That was mainly what I was going there for. I really wanted that Undertaker, but they didn't have that. And so, let's see what else did they have as far as the new stuff. They didn't have any of the new Kong versus Godzilla figures out, even though some people have been picking them up at their WalMarts. But other than that, that was about it. So I ended up getting this guy. One, mainly because the rest of the stuff, they're fairly new. They just came out. So I'm not sweating those. So, but this, I don't have a Vin Diesel figure. So I do like his movies. You know, most of them are all the same. So I just figured I'd just go ahead and grab this when I can. So $12. Why not? You know, I'll take it. So as far as that goes, I don't remember if I showed these off the last time. I might have, but just to do a quick recap, for those who missed it, I guess, I did get a Spawn 3 special edition, and so my buddy Justin Kronk, he got this for me, so very happy about that. So I do need to find the accessories, which I probably will eventually. He did also pick me up the Turtle Van, the Party Wagon Hot Wheels. It's out of my reach, so I can't grab it right now, but I did get that. And I did get this Venom from the Spider-Man Classics line, the Scorpion Venom. So amazing figure. Very happy about this, to add this to the collection. I've got him at Movie Trade Company for $4.99 or $5.99 or whatever it was. Fairly cheap. And then I think the last thing I got,
leave the head and the arm, the other arm,
is I got my second official real Ghostbusters figure. This is the Hunchback. And very happy. I got this at Retro Madness. So he was a good find. He's complete. So this is my second ever real Ghostbusters figure in my collection by Kenner. Not the retro stuff, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about the actual real Kenner product stuff. So very happy to have this guy in the collection. So, and then I did get another Toy Biz. I got the collector's edition Magic with the dragon accessory that she comes with. So that one's out of my reach, so I can't really show that to you guys. But very happy about that. But I do want to say before I wrap this up is that I finally completed Plasma Series Ghostbusters. So I'm gonna go over them real quick. So I've got Zetamore, Spangler, Stance. He was the last person I picked up, so I had him in hand. I think I got him earlier last week. I don't remember. There wasn't anything that at the area that I was at that particular time when I got him, so I just said, "F it, you just go ahead and grab him and go ahead and get this set over with, so I don't got to worry about it." And Dana Barrett and those are so. I did watch the movie last night. So there's a lot of things in that movie that I didn't really pay attention the last time I saw it. Even though I've seen this movie a dozen times, but there's a lot. I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was showing him my Ghostbusters collection because that's all he collects mainly. That's like his favorite all-time movie is Ghostbusters. And so maybe about 80% of his collection, if it's not Pops, it's Ghostbusters stuff. So the interesting thing that we had in the conversation was first off, let me backtrack real quick. If y'all remember, Harry a while back sent this Vince Cortho figure to me a couple years ago, I think. And this was from the Matty collection.
2017.
Yeah, well, yeah, a couple years ago, 3 years ago. He had won this in a giveaway, and
From
I think
Toy Time Machine, Lance.
Yeah, and I think this figure was passed around like 2 or 3 times. It finally ended up in my collection because, truth be told, I was originally going to trade this away for something, but something told me to keep
hang on to it.
So I did. So I'm thankful. I'm glad that I did because now since Hasbro's got the license and these figures are so much better as far as these collector series goes compared to what Mattel did outside the Matty collector. So I can say that I finally have a Louis Tully / Vince Clortho figure. So now fast forward to what I was saying about me talking to my friend about this figure. Of all these little accessories that come with them, like the popcorn bucket, the terror dog head, and a pizza, I had mentioned it, and he was like, "You don't remember this movie? You haven't seen this movie before?" And I was like, "Look, you know what? Since my stroke, that was 5 years ago, by the way, when I had my stroke. There's a lot of movies that I don't remember, like the little details. I don't remember at all. So the last time I probably watched this Ghostbusters was probably about a couple of years ago. So I don't remember anything about like anything as far as the little stuff goes. So when I pulled this guy out, I was looking at the accessories. So I was like, so what do these accessories mean? And so when I finally watched the movie again and actually paid attention, so all this stuff made a whole lot of sense to me. So I have a deep, greater appreciation for the Ghostbusters films due to these toys that I picked up because I missed or forgot about all the little things. So if you remember when he got chased down by the terror dog, and then he finally got inside his body as his, used it as a vessel. So when he came up to when he got picked up by the police, and they dropped him off at the house, the Ghostbusters base, and they brought him in, and then Egon had his little hat thing on him, and he was actually eating popcorn and licking the pizza, and then at the end of the film, when everything was said and done, this head was on top of it. He was wearing this head, and he was like, "Hey, who turned out the lights?" Because he was able to break free of all the debris and stuff, but he had this pterodactyl head still on his head. So looking back, all these accessories made a whole lot of sense to me now, because at first I was just clueless, like, where's this pizza come from, and everything like that. So I didn't even remember what it was. And so finally paying attention and actually watching the movie itself, it made a greater appreciation for it. I think that's it as far as my haul goes. So I guess that's it, man. You can go ahead and make me small. So sorry about all that rambling. I didn't mean to ramble on like that, but yeah. So that's all I got as far as my haul portion goes. So moving on. So let's talk about the He-Man Origins line and what y'all think of it now, since it's actually been released and people are finding it, and what do you expect from it?
The Origins line?
Yes.
I'm really excited for the Origins line. I didn't think I would be when I heard them announce Mattel doing the Origins, but now that I've seen them in hand and I realize, like, Brad was telling me, it's the artwork from the little comic book inserts they've always put into them. So they're actually, it's not like replacing my vintage toys. It's different. So it makes it fun for me to collect, because they found that happy medium between vintage and modern build. I like the articulation of them. I like the fact that the artwork's a little different, something we don't have. So that line is like, I could finally collect something new and enjoy it, and it'd be a throwback to the stuff I like. I'm really, really excited for them to do a few waves, hopefully, and we get to see some interesting looking characters created from the past stuff, I'm hoping. But I definitely need to get out and find Battle Cat. I'm okay with or without getting Prince Adams in the sled. I think I do want it, but Battle Cat's a must for me, that character. You know what? I would like if they do a Cringer too, like an actual Cringer character that's articulated. That would be fun.
Because they never did a, they never did a Cringer for the vintage toy line. So.
Yeah, for the vintage line.
That would be really cool.
Again, the prehistoric giants, the pre-Eternia giants would be fun. Guess they could do almost anything they wanted. But yeah, I'm excited about that. And I've seen other, prototypes being done for that line and for the WWE line. It looks really exciting. So it'll be a lot of fun. It's a fun line to collect, definitely. I'm actually got to pull out my old Castle Grayskull to do some background diorama type stuff with the reviews. And I might open up my Funko Battle Cave, because that's kind of in the same style as well. And use it. We'll have to see.
Tell the audience about your friend that found the Bat Cave.
Oh yeah, I have a buddy of mine here. He's a guy that keeps in touch with me. He's from Corpus Christi, which is 50 minutes away from where I live, but that's where I work over there, and that's where I do most of my toy hunting. He actually found the Funko Bat Cave for $30 at Tuesday morning over there today.
Wow.
So Tuesday mornings is picking up some of that stuff.
Yeah, I saw the big Jurassic Park T-Rex for $30 at a Tuesday morning.
Oh wow!
Like this weekend, or like
the Colossal.
Sometime this week.
Damn.
Oh.
30's a good deal for it. It came out originally almost
That's a cool toy.
Yep.
Yeah, I walked away from it, but I've had the opportunity. I've had the opportunity to buy that dang thing for, 3 or 4 times now for like $30, and I keep.
You're okay. You're okay without it.
The thing is, like, I saw it one time, like, I saw someone get it for like $13, so that's in my head now, and I can't get it out. So I feel like if I get
that price, you need to pick it up, bro.
I feel like if I buy it for more than $13, I lose. You know what I mean? Like, I bet that's dumb. I should go ahead and get it, because it really is.
$20 is a done deal too. $20 bill for that toy is fair.
Yeah.
I remember when Kevin messaged me. I think he was. Where were you at? Was you at
He was
Sears
at
or something?
Sears.
And
He
he
was
was
at
like
Sears, and
blowing
he was
me up and
so
said, "Should I
stressed
get
out
it? Should I
that
get
day
it? Should
over
I get
that
it?"
T-Rex.
It was like $30.
That T-Rex
And
had
whoever got
all
it, man.
kinds of. He was all kinds of messed up that day over that T-Rex.
What happened?
I just couldn't
Oh,
decide whether to grab it or not, and I found it for $29.96.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you goofed. You goofed leaving that.
And it's not the first place I found it at. What's one of those places near? Oh man, I forget. It's some of those other little stores that do a lot of discount stuff. I've seen it a few times at a few different stores for that price, and I kept walking away.
Yeah. I've seen it at Best Buy a couple times for 30.
Yeah. I've seen it next to a store that's like close to our Big Lots. It's sort of like, there's so many stores that are, I guess, they're owned by the same people. Like, what's that? Marshalls, but someone else at Marshalls is also tied with.
Oh, Marshalls, Home Goods, and TJ Maxx.
TJ Maxx, yeah. TJ Maxx. And now I can't find it anymore, so I'm like, damn.
Hey, Brock's in the chat. I'm 2 pieces away from finishing Smart Hall.
Said he found over 300 action elites.
Yeah, I just met Thomas Brock recently. Harry sent him my way because I think he had bought a lot of what was it? What was it that he was talking to me about? I can't remember. Leonard, yeah, it was a lot of Leonard figures, and he had told me that Harry had sent him my way to kind of get more information on this. And since I'm a Leonard collector now officially, because I buy all their movie stuff. And by the way, I'm still looking for the Jumanji stuff now. Now the selection has gotten pretty thin in my area because those are really hard to find now. Because all I want now is the elephant, and I do see the elephant set, but a lot of the buttons are sticking, and I don't want an item that with the button that sticks anymore, But anyways,
when you say you want the elephant set, is that the one with like a bunch of different animals in it, or is it just the
elephant? No. It's just the elephant and the rock figure.
Oh man, I'm pretty sure I saw that like this weekend. Like I could probably track that down for you.
Okay, let me know if you do or not.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Also, if you come across the lion one, if you can grab that too as well, if you don't mind. But anyways, back to what I was saying. But yeah, Harry had sent Thomas my way, and we met him through that. And pretty nice discussion about Leonard toys and stuff, and trying to help him figure out because he was trying to put together a sale. He wanted to get rid of some of this stuff. So hopefully, the information that I gave him helped him out pretty well.
It's all over.
But back to the original topic at hand about the Motu origins. Kevin and I were talking about this earlier, and I'll go briefly about my comments and what I said. Originally, I was excited about this line because I figured, we get new re-releases of He-Man figures. I could start getting to this line, and the more time passed, the less interested I was in it. I don't know why. I'm just not interested in that line anymore. When it comes to Motu stuff, the only ones I'm really interested in that I really want is the WWE Motu stuff, because for me, that those two franchises mashed in together work out very well, and I just love the idea and thought of having those two respective franchises clashing together and combining and coming out with what they are today. So I don't need another black hole to go down to. I have a hard enough time keeping track with the Jurassic World stuff, and now with the WWE Motu, that's another line that I don't really, that I'm committed to. And with the new Kong versus Godzilla, even though there's only 8 figures out or 6 figures out, still, that's another line that I know myself that I will be getting eventually. But anyways, but yeah, I'm just not interested in it. I just rather just stick with the vintage stuff that I have, which I understand the concept for the origins, as which it is a great concept. It's something different, like Kevin said, and like Brad, how you mentioned, that's based off the little insert comics that came with back in the day, which is a smart move. That's something that a lot of people don't have. Instead of having to rehash. And I know that Kevin said something about that he was disappointed when Hasbro re-released or reissued the real Ghostbusters figures this year, because it's pretty much, with the exception of the peg holes in the back for the proton packs, it's pretty much the same thing, so that's why he hasn't really picked up any of them, because he already has the original Kenner stuff, and which is understandable. I mean, I wouldn't either. If I had the original Kenner stuff, I wouldn't want to pick up something I already have. But yeah. Excuse me, I lost my train of thought here. But anyways, so which the origins is a great thing for you guys, and I know that's something different that y'all don't have in your collection as far as when it comes to the head sculpts and the molds and things like that. But to me, I just rather stick with the vintage one and pick those up whenever I see them and stuff. And I was telling Kevin that we was discussing about the Panther and stuff, and I was giving him a story how the vintage He-Man and Battle Cat that I got recently, I think about a year ago or so at Movie Trading Company. I got the complete He-Man with the minus the shield and the complete Battle Cat as a set for $34.99. $34.99 for a vintage original He-Man, complete minus the shield, with a complete Battle Cat for $34.99. That was something that I could not pass up on. I had to snag that, whether it was a good move or not. But because if you bought those combined, it's like well over $100. Think about it, because a He-Man would typically go for between $60 to $80 complete, and then sometimes $100, and then a complete Battle Cat would typically go for at least $40 to $60, give or take. And if you just have Battle Cat itself without the helmet or the saddle, that would typically run about $40 to $50 alone.
Really?
Yep.
Man,
Yep.
see, I don't keep up with like the value on all these things. Like,
Well,
because I have an extra
yeah.
Battle Cat loose without the stuff. I mean, I've got the one with the armor, of course, but
yeah,
I have an extra one like in my storage shed, just sitting out there.
But yeah, so that's how it typically goes, especially if you're trying to find a complete set of stuff. The only reason why I know is because here, when it comes to vintage, unless if I see it in the, like at Movie Trading Company or somewhere, if it doesn't have accessories, I'll pick it up and get the accessories later. But I typically, when I shop for vintage stuff, I typically try to go for complete, so that's how I pretty much know, because all that stuff pops up.
Yeah, but you're a vintage collector. I mean, that makes sense. I mean, you and Kev are more up on the values of that stuff than probably me or Harry, but like,
especially me.
I don't know. I mean, pretty much the only vintage thing I'd probably pick up is Masters, and that's just here and there, because now I have pretty much almost everything that I need except for the really expensive figures, and I'm too much of a cheapskate to buy those, so I just kind of hold out hope that I can, like, someday find those for a good price,
And we was discussing about Panther, because without Panther, there's no Battle Cat. Without no Battle Cat, there is no Panther. And I was telling him about how at the same time when I bought the the Masters and or He-Man and Battle Cat set, they had a Panther there, and I looked at it and I was like, oh man, the flock is coming off of it, and it's not really good looking. And so I was with my buddy Justin Kronk when I picked up that set, and it typically when we go to the movie trading, when we meet up at movie trading company, and we typically either beginning or at the end before we leave, we will go up to the front counter, and they have these red baskets when they have all this new stuff that they just bought. It's filled up with all kinds of goodies, and it's a hit or miss. So anyway, they did have a like I think it was like 2 or 3 of these Panthers, and the one that I have in my hand right now is probably the better condition. But I was talking over with him and my buddy Daryl when he was still alive. They told me, like, look, you might as well go back if it's still there and get this Panther, because it's probably going to be the best condition you're ever going to find of this one. And look at it compared to the ones that they have. And here I was complaining about it, but as you could see, you could tell where some of the flock has came off, and that really isn't all that bad, to be honest with you, because the ones I've seen and the ones they have, it's like half of it's like missing. So it goes to show you, how, when you compare to different products, and how they are back then compared to now, you get greater, deeper appreciation for that kind of stuff. But I'm pretty sure they will eventually, like maybe in wave 2 or 3, they might release a Panther.
Oh, for sure.
They have to, and
they're for sure going to release Panther.
Now, I'll be honest with you. The only thing that I might pick up from the Origins lines might be the Battle Cat, just because,
Oh, Lord, listen to that.
Yeah, here it is. They're baiting them right there. They got the little fish hooks.
Listen to that. Nah, y'all, that ain't for me.
I got Battle Cat. I might as well get a He-Man to go with it. And I got to get a Skeletor to go with my Panther. And I got to get Crap Jaw.
Paper Man will fall for anything.
That's how they get us.
But
he's going to the register. This is him.
But I'm good with what I got right now. We'll know.
Well, the good thing is, Dave, that Battle Cat will pair really good with like the vintage stuff. You know what I mean? Like I've seen it.
That's the only reason why
I've seen it paired with like the old, He-Man figures, and it looks like it blends right in. So
yeah,
and it's better because it's articulated, really. So and it's got better paint apps. He has painted eyes and stuff like that. So so yeah, I think that's a great idea. Just to replace your cats, your big cats, in your vintage line with the newer ones.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I imagine a lot of people will do that with certain accessories or certain vehicles. They'll just buy the new versions and pop them into their old vintage collections. Because some people, they're not that particular. They'll mix and match old stuff with new stuff, or old stuff with new vintage stuff. I guess
That's what I always say about with the Toy Biz and Hasbro Legends. You can mix and match those. It wouldn't make a difference. And I know as many times as I harp on the Hasbro Legends, but some of them, you don't have certain characters because Toy Biz wasn't around long enough for them to continue that line before they got bought out by Hasbro. So that's why something like this. Like this Scorpion thing from the Spider-Man Classics line is if you look at it, you wouldn't think Hasbro made it because of the style of the figure and what it looks like. So it would, because in the beginning of their legend stages, it does have that Toy Biz feel to it. So it's understandable why you would think it would be a Toy Biz one, and you wouldn't think that Hasbro made it. But as over time, they did come around on their own and had their own style of figure. And then once they got out of the Hasbro, or not Hasbro, but that Toy Biz kind of look and feel to it, that's when they started to have their own identity, which wasn't very good. But here lately, past 2 or 3 years, they've actually came around and really improved on their products and stuff.
Yeah, I would say probably even longer. Like the past 5 years, they've really hit their stride.
Mm-hmm. So
I would even say that Venom Scorpion figure almost looks like a Marvel Select. Just the way it's sculpted and the size of it. It looks like a Select figure.
Mm-hmm.
But I pretty much, you guys, as far as the Motu Origin stuff, I mean, you guys pretty much covered it. I mean, for me, it's like, it's awesome because, like, when I saw these, like when I saw that Battle Cat and that Sky Sled on the shelves, it really was like, being transported, back to the 80s. Like, I really did felt like I was a little kid again, because that was like my toy line that I collected back then. That was kind of like the only one that I got. I didn't really collect any other toy lines. I wanted to, but you know what I mean. It's just one of those things. I guess the family probably could only afford so much. So, but I loved getting those toys back in the day, and it's kind of fun to relive that again, I think. And
Harry, what about
as
you?
far as the articulation, I think is really cool. That's kind of like, to me, the coolest thing is that we actually get to pose them, and the articulation looks really good. I've watched some videos, and I can't wait to. I haven't found any of the figures yet. I can't wait to get my hands on them. So it's gonna be fun to pose them around.
Look at this stupid Hyperion buck. That freaking Hasbro will never retire that book.
It does look like a weird body type for Loki. It doesn't look like, it should be like long.
Yeah, Loki should be slender.
It should be long and gangly, kind of like almost like a modified Pizza Spidey or something. I don't know, like
a thinner bulk for sure.
Yeah.
So isn't that the comic book version of Loki? That's supposed to be the comic book.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah, it does. Like, the head is great. Like, the weapons are cool. I like the hands, like the gloves and the hands look cool.
The sword gives me a Thundercats vibe to it.
Yeah, it does. Look at it.
It's definitely got a retro look to it. It's probably why they went with that. But
yeah, like this is not a fodder figure like Rock Python and Surrey. Like this one, I don't mind adding. I don't mind keeping.
Yeah, Loki's good. Loki's a good character.
Union Jack, couldn't give Jack about him.
Yeah.
And then the Beta Ray Bill, he's on the fence.
So Harry, what are your thoughts on the He-Man Origin line?
This is not a bad bulk. I hope Hasbro continues to use this mold.
Yeah, they'll re-release them probably. They'll re-release them.
I think Mattel is on the right track, and I think it's great for the demographic they're going after with these, because they're trying to get, middle-aged, 30 and olders to buy them. But they're also going to get them for their kids, too, so they can capture both markets, the collectors and the kids. This is a cross product that is appealing to children as well as the core collectors, the adult collectors who have the money. So I think it's a good business move on Mattel. I think the better articulation that was introduced with the WWE Motu figures is nice to bring to these. Do I think Super 7's product is better? Yes. But they were more expensive. So this is a nice, if you're not, even if you got into the Super 7 stuff before they skyrocketed in value, those were just a higher tier product than this. So I think it's a nice middle ground for someone who doesn't want to spend Super 7 money.
Yeah.
They don't want to hunt for the original ones because the vintage is more expensive than Super 7 stuff, of course, in pristine shape. So I think it's a good solution.
Mm-hmm.
And if more lines continue to be a success, you're going to see more company reintroduce retro lines again with new molds and packaging, like maybe even masks will get a second run. You know, maybe not the same mold, but I think there's money to be made in revisiting these lines from our childhood.
Yeah. I mean, you're starting to see it with like them, even with like the cars stuff. They're reintroducing micro machines. They're hitting stores now. So
everything old is new again. The tried and true.
I mean, it's always kind of been like that, but this is a little more of like and we've seen like smaller companies like Super 7 push out retro style like vintage figures. But now, like the bigger toy companies seem to like getting on board that train, and following that trend. You know what I mean? So it'll be interesting to see what happens, and if it continues. Like, will they, back off of it, or will they go all in with it? You know what I mean? Especially with these bigger companies, because they have more money, they have more influence, they have more. They have more access, points, to the consumer and stuff like that. So,
well, I think you represent a very unique demographic that was directly affected by this change of Mattel retracting the license from Super 7.
Yeah.
As someone who's invested heavily in that line and you love the Super 7 product.
Absolutely.
And to see it come to an end, the bittersweet it is behind that, because they were doing such a good job.
Yeah.
And then the rug was pulled from under them because Mattel, got this, someone on their board of directors decided to make this move. I got to take this phone call, boys. Y'all go ahead. Keep
that was the sad part, was that, like, because, way back in the day when Mattel did, Matty Collector and they started doing Motu Classics, I wasn't on board back then. Like, that was like, I knew about them. Like, I kind of found out them about 2012. So I found out about them a little too late. But at the time, like, I just didn't have that much money to invest in them. They were too pricey for me, and also I just wasn't that, I still had all my Masters figures, but I wasn't, I didn't have that, I guess that nostalgia wave hadn't, sort of like returned to me with those. Like, I was still enjoying collecting like newer stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, but since in more recent years, I've, as I get older, I kind of like feel more, you have all those like sort of like nostalgia and fond memories of that older stuff that you collected as a kid. And, Masters is sort of like, kind of like, become like a bigger part of my collection again. So, but yeah, for me, like, that Super 7 line was perfect because they sort of like restarted the classics line with the Filmation stuff. I mean, I know they were still producing like, just, generic classics figures that weren't Filmation stuff, but I was kind of only getting the Filmation thing because, one, I loved watching the cartoon as a kid, and secondly, as I said, I didn't have any classics figures to begin with, so that was a good sort of entry point for me. And Mattel started it, and then they sort of ended the line after that first wave, and then Super 7 picked it up. And I feel like they were just getting ramped up with that line. Like, they were just kind of like hitting their stride. I mean, they had issues. They had, paint app issues and quality control issues. But, I mean, for the most part, I kind of felt like, they were hitting home runs with that toy line. So it is unfortunate that it got yanked away from them by Mattel. And I guess we'll just have to wait and see what the success of this Origins line will do. I mean, I have a feeling with what they're already doing with the the WWE Motu line. I mean, they've already cranked out there's already like 4 or 5 waves, like including the ones that they planned, the unreleased ones.
Yeah, they're finally going to do the female mode. They're starting with Becky Lynch.
So we're already like 5 waves deep into that toy line, and that's just an offshoot of Motu. Based on that, I have a feeling that this Motu Origins line is going to go pretty deep. As long
You
as
think they have a long, maybe the shelf life, the trajectory for this line is, a couple of years. It's not just going to
I
be
think it's going to
a
go.
flash in the pan.
It's going to go well beyond the anniversary year of 2020 for sure. I mean, it's going to probably. I could see this going, for 3-4 years at this point if they make money off of them. And just based on what they're doing with the WWE mashup figures, because I kind of felt like this Motu Origins line was just going to be like an anniversary thing, and then they would drop it, and everything will go
waters.
back. Yeah, and everything
like
will go back to
trial.
Super 7. But I think with the success of those WWE figures, and what we're already seeing with the Origins, them flying off the shelves before they've even hit stores yet. I think they're going to be around for a while. I think it's going to be a success.
Is Mattel going to redo Grayskull for the new line?
I think they will. I think they'll. They've already put out the Sky Sled. I think they're going to do. They're probably going to do some of the classic vehicles first. They'll probably do a couple of vehicle releases, and then I would say in a maybe the third wave or so, they'll probably announce a castle or something like that. I wouldn't be surprised. Now, I don't know if that'll be available at retail or not, because retail stores have changed so much. I don't know if they'll have room for that. I mean, they barely have enough room for the Motu figures.
Yeah, could you imagine if they did Eternia for this line?
That would be
a
crazy.
Modern redoing Eternia, like
that would be awesome, because I could finally have an Eternia.
What is the price that you're willing to go for Eternia? If retail, Mattel, non-scalp.
First of all, we have to speculate how much would a Castle Grayskull be? What, 100 probably?
What do you think, Booker? Based on today's prices of their line, what do you think their price point? What's a fair amount for Grayskull redone?
Probably about $80.
$79.99.
Yeah, I think that's what wasn't that the retail cost of that Funko Castle that they put out?
Yeah, about $80.
That's what I was gonna say, David. But based on that Funko Castle, I would probably say it would be. I would guess maybe it could.
I would say 99.
Yeah,
80 to 100.
80 to 100.
Shouldn't be that big of a surprise if that was the price point.
Right
now, I would expect more detail than we got from the 80s for sure.
Oh yeah,
I don't want no cardboard cutout stuck in there like they did to us in the 80s.
The molding has to be up to par. Yeah.
Now I wouldn't expect it to be that Motu Classics level of detail either.
Right. Now that is the collector's placement, which is all their bargain, all their dollar.
Which I mean, when that was first released, it retailed for $300. So I mean,
Snake Mountain doubled that though.
Yeah.
Has anybody got that Snake Mountain yet? I know.
I guess it got pushed back because of the pandemic.
COVID.
Because wasn't it supposed to come out this year? I thought
should have been out, like been shipped and stuff. Because I know what's his name, Talker Art. I know he messaged me about it and wanted to know if he should pick it up or not. So I broke it down to him about that situation, and he ended up getting it. So he's the only person I know that actually bought that thing. So I didn't know if anybody else had gotten it or even.
Paul Hughes probably backed it. Paul Hughes is a huge.
I'm kind of glad that I didn't, because I think I would rather have a re-release, Castle of this, the vintage, version, I guess, or the Origins version, rather than. I mean, that Snake Mountain is just too big, man. Like, I would not have room. I would have to literally get rid of stuff, to make room for that. And as you guys know, I don't like to get rid of anything. So, I didn't want to deal with that. So, Yeah, I just, I think I'd rather have the new version of these Origins ones if they put them out, which I think they will.
Okay, well, let's move on to the San Diego Comic-Con at home reveals. We want to take a few minutes to discuss those and what's your thoughts on those and what different companies that put out, since we already went over the Origins, we went over the WWE Masters, but I do want to make my final thought on that. I wasn't expecting the WWE Masters to go as long as it has. I was expecting no more than 3 waves,
right?
And that'd be it, and I would have been fine with that because at least I was able to get everything,
Yeah.
But since now that they have announced, I think Wave 4 and 5 or Series 4 and 5, and we'll be getting Jake the Snake as was it King Hiss, where he takes apart the front cover and you see the snake reveal. That's pretty cool. And
then the one I'm looking forward to though.
And then we get Tila as not Tila, Becky Lynch as Tila, and then we have I guess Seth Rollins as the Wonder Bread He-Man, judging by the outfit of that. And then who else we get? We get a Bray Wyatt. I don't know what character he's supposed to be, but at least
the Fiend is an excellent integration into the universe.
And what else?
Keep going.
Trying to remember on the top of my dome. We are getting the ring with the Snake Mountain ring. It comes with Hulk Hogan and Stone Cold, and you get the interchangeable hands with the snakes. Brad, if you can help me out here.
You didn't mention the one that I'm looking forward to the most, and that I will definitely get when it comes out is the Mr. T one.
Mr. T, yes.
That was awesome. Well, like when they announced that, because that also like I said, I never really followed wrestling that much, but I loved Mr. T. Like in the 80s, like when I was a kid, like I watched the A-Team. I just liked him in general. Like anytime he was on TV or whatever, I thought he was so cool. So, and I love how the fact that they based him on Jitsu, like that was genius.
Yeah.
Like I thought that was because he's like, he's got the gold stuff all over him, you know what I mean? So it kind of fits perfectly. But that was a nice touch.
Seems like Mr. T hit the jackpot when it came time for him to sign that deal, because when I was watching the Ringside Collectible video, they were talking about how they want to do all characters and every character that they can get, but it all comes with the time, with the contracts and what's up and how long they can have it for, and if it's okayed by the WWE, they've got to go through them, and so
because that not only does he have that chopping hand like Jitsu, but that chest armor is an homage to the Jitsu chest armor, because his was like red and gold, but this one was like blue and gold, to kind of fit in with Mr. T a little more. I love that. I'm totally gonna get that. I'll probably get 2 of those. I mean, I just
one to leave a package, one to open.
I probably will. Harry.
Take the Snake. You forgot to mention him.
And that one is really cool too. I really like that one a lot.
Actually, I did mention him.
Oh
yeah, he
I forgot to hear you.
that one is really cool too, because I always like the Snake Man.
I think it should have. It looks like the Macho Man one to me. This is too much.
Oh yeah,
it's not He-Man-ish enough in my opinion.
Speaking of Macho Man, he's getting another variant in the Hordak outfit. So I guess you had to have the villain and the face.
They should have put a Hordak cape on him.
Yeah.
Okay, now I like it.
That's cool looking.
That looks much cooler.
Like that's really cool. Like that's pretty awesome looking. I might get that one too.
Yeah, you will.
this line, this final line that they released or promoted was the coolest one. I even like what was her name, Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
I even like that figure. She looks really good.
Well, they need to have one. They need to have an Evil Lynn one, and I think Stephanie McMahon would be good.
Imagine if Mattel takes it a step further and they do the female roster as the She-Ra line.
Hey,
be good.
Harry, they could totally do that because they already have like a line of female wrestlers, like figures for girls. Have you guys seen those? Like I've seen them at like Ross and Ollie's and stuff like that. Where they're more cartoony and girly looking, but they're still like action figures, but they have like hair and stuff like that. They could just take those and like throw some swords and armor and stuff on them, and they would fit right in with the old She-Ra figures.
Of course, you got Braun Strowman as Beast Man, so that's
Yeah.
good. Yeah, that's supposed to be a homage to the He-Man in general, the old 90s rock look, without the sleeve that he has currently. So Harry, I think we've asked you this before, but are you going to pick up any of the new AEW figures that will be released on Monday?
I would like Jericho and Omega, but I gotta see him in person because the Kenny Omega looks different in all the photos I've seen. I really like his New Japan look more than what he looks like now. And I think and that was something intentional. His AEW run, he's a good guy, he's a baby face, whereas in Japan he was a heel. So I just like the one winged angel look, the Japanese pro wrestler look of Kenny. So the Kenny that the AEW line is based on is like his double or nothing look. So I'm iffy on him, but Jericho, I wouldn't mind picking up that Jericho because I'm lacking a Jericho in my Elite collection. So, and they scale well with Elite. So,
yeah, I saw a video of somebody reviewing the bubbly set, and he compared them to all the other Mattel Elite Jericho, and they said the only thing that they didn't like about the AEW version is the skin tone. It was a little too light. The skin tone wasn't dark enough. But other than that, they said that it scales perfectly with all the rest of it. So, as it should, So, is there any other Comic-Con reveals that y'all are interested in talking about? Because that's pretty much all I have as far as that.
Yeah, I didn't watch a whole lot of coverage or anything. I didn't watch any of the panels and stuff. So
this is a runaway stream because Kevin was booted and he's not in control of StreamYard anymore. So,
okay.
The person running the train, the conductor is not on the train anymore.
Well, all right.
He's in the chat on his phone.
So he can't get in, huh?
Yeah, he can't get in and he can't end the stream either. So all we could do is leave. It's a runaway train stream. Of course, this would happen on Twitch. Where else are you going to get this great entertainment?
So this thing could just go on forever.
Oh, look at that!
Oh, there we go.
So anyway, the other thing I hate about Kevin. Oh, hey Kevin.
Yeah. The other thing that Kevin does that really grinds my gears.
Oh, hey, there he is.
Yeah, hey, stop talking.
All right. Where do we find these Comic-Con reveals? What page should I bring up?
They're gone.
They're gone. There's no more. You're too late.
Aww.
So, Kevin, we just got done discussing. I just wanted to hear your final thoughts on the new wave the next two waves of the WWE Motu mashup, and what are your thoughts on it? Because all three of us just finally just got done with our take on it.
Yeah. Well, to be honest, man, it's probably the most excited I've been for anything coming out. Like that I actually enjoy. I get caught up in a lot of stuff that's like really hard to find. That's the hunting side of stuff is fun for me. A lot of things, but this is actually stuff I enjoy owning. So the shows of them showing off the new ring coming, the AEW and all the figures, the Masters of the WWE figures. Man, I'm Mr. T, Jake the Snake. I'm excited for all of it. Like, I can't wait.
Mr. T is awesome.
Yeah.
You hit the jackpot when you was able to pick up all four of the newest ones. You never do that. And so when you told Harry and I are in the chat group, you like, oh, Walmart got me for $100. I'm like, okay, was this a fraud thing? And that's the first thing I was thinking of. And then you're like, oh, I just scored the whole wave of both two universe and He-Man and Skeletor. I was like, oh shit. This is the first time that I could ever recall that you actually picked up a whole line in one shot.
Yeah, it's rare. I think I did it with Rick and Morty stuff once. It's very rare.
Yeah, you did. And then like a year later, it was on clearance for like $2 or $3 each.
Yeah, that's how they get you.
So, like I said, after that whole Brachiosaurus meltdown that I had, I would never do that again. So that's why now I'm not in no hurry to get anything anymore. Unless if it's something I really want, then that's when you hear me talk about something all the time, then that's when I really want something. If I don't talk about it all the time,
that's why I grabbed those turtles for you, Dave, because I know you mentioned those
about
3 or 4 times.
I appreciate it.
It's stuck in my head. You mentioned it enough to where it's stuck in my head, and I'm like, okay, I know Dave wants these, so I better get them.
Yeah, and if I don't get anything else after that, I'm okay, because I know that currently, as we're speaking now, Neca is having their pre-orders for the Toka and Razar set, $70 plus ship. The only thing that I was concerned about at this particular moment, as I'm speaking right now about that, is I want to pre-order it, and I know it won't ship till November. But the only question I've had, and that I've gotten a couple of feedback from, and Brad, you ordered it, didn't you?
I did. I got it.
Okay. The only question I have as far as that goes, do they charge you right away, or are they going to charge you after the once it's shipped?
I believe they charged me. Pretty sure they did.
Okay. Well, that said is out of the question for me, because I don't have, so, because I know you have a week and stuff. I'm pretty sure they are going to re-release them sometime down the line like they do everything else. But
I mean, I could have swore I thought that they said that they were still going to be available in stores, but I guess I'm wrong on that. I could have swore that Randy said that, but
he probably did. But I think they were just trying this out just to see how successful it is.
Yeah, right. I think they were doing this instead of the online orders like they were going to do like through Walmart. But I still swear that, they said it would be available in stores. But
I know that
along with Super Shredder, yeah.
Yeah, because that was something that was already a done deal, and they can't go back on that. They have to honor that deal that they did. Because I think he mentioned that they wanted to try that with the Super Shredder, but they can't because of the simple fact that it's already been locked in to be a store exclusive and stuff, and they can't just back out of it.
I mean,
Chris Barco confirms they do charge you as soon as you confirm the order.
Oh, okay. Well, never mind then. So I'm out of that set.
I mean, Neca's famous for putting stuff for pre-order and selling stuff, and then like all of a sudden, like a month or so later, they find some in their warehouse. You know what I mean? That happens a lot with them. So I mean, I'm sure they'll be available
We made 100,000 extra and forgot about
Yeah,
it.
right. Exactly.
We
Or they'll
lost
show
it.
up in
Can't find it.
stores, because I mean, remember they said that those DC aliens and DC Predators things weren't supposed to show up in stores, and I got
Mhm.
I got one of those. You know what I mean? So
I
um,
didn't see none
I
of that
think
at
that
all.
they'll eventually show up in a store for sure.
The only one I found of Comic Con exclusive was I found a NECA Gremlin with the sticker, but it's hilarious. It was the unofficial swim team.
Yeah.
You can't even get a Gremlin wet, so it was funny that he's in the swim team. And
I saw that.
he had the whatever the whole swim gear and all that. It was hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah, apparently that's like based on like an old ad or something like that for the movie. It's like there's an old advertising promotion that they did of that, and they did that same gag, and they were sort of recreating that apparently.
Oh yeah, it was hilarious.
Yeah, they have a couple of those on one of my WalMarts, but I didn't get them.
No,
Guess what I saw at the Inner Geek today, boys? My comic
that?
book shop. They had the
What's
Strong
that?
Guy wave, Marvel Legends.
Wow.
yeah, I saw that starting to move around. Starting to
And I
circulate.
gotta say, that blue Deadpool, he looks pretty cool. I love the color.
Yeah,
I saw some of those while I was out and about.
And his weapons look good. His weapons are actually not like orange or purple. They're like weapons colors.
The only thing with that wave is the only thing I want is the bath. So I'm just gonna wait and hope that Hasbro re-releases that bath on its own eventually, and I'll just buy it, outright whenever they do that, 2 or 3 years down the road. At least I'm hoping that they'll do that.
I just want that shark thing. That's it. The little with the legs.
The little shark guy.
Yeah, I don't care for any of the other stuff. I just
Oh,
want
yeah.
Deadpool's little pet, whatever.
That's it. That's all I want.
that guy is cool.
I'm perfectly content with my Toy Biz Strong Guy. So
But yeah, as far as like other reveals and stuff, I just really didn't keep up with a lot of it this year.
neither did I.
I normally do, but because I like when the con happens every year, I like watching the stuff online. But this year I just didn't do it.
What about the new McFarlane waves? The with the Batman with the pet Robins and all that.
The only one I really want is the Superman one, which no one probably wants, but I love that Superman. I'll probably pick that Superman up.
The Joker one, the Joker Superman.
Yeah, I love that Superman. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, when it comes to that line,
just because you rarely see an evil Superman figure like ever. You know what I mean? That they've made Bizarro figures and stuff, but that one's really awesome looking. I love that.
Yeah, that's the only thing that I'm gunning for when it comes to my DC collection, because the only thing that I have as far as DC goes is the DC Primal Age figures. That's it. That's all I have as far as representation for that, because it's so obscure and different and unique. And then besides the Batman versus Superman Nightmare Batman that I got from Harry a couple years ago. That's it. That's all I got as far as representation. Now, when it comes to McFarlane, he's actually doing different characters that we never got before, back in the Kenner days or Mattel days, and all the other companies that had that license. So he's actually doing different characters that we've never gotten before.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in getting those kind of characters, not just the basic Superman or basic Batman or anything like that. I just want the more obscure characters, kind of like the Hellbat or the Unchained Superman or the Joker Who Laughs, along with the two or three Robins that come with them, and stuff. So those are interesting things to collect as far as when it comes to modern stuff on my end.
Yeah, I want those Robins. They look awesome. I definitely want those Robins. The Goblin Robins. What you got there, Eric?
It looks like from God of War, right?
Huh.
Oh,
And but
I think I
my
figured.
best pick today,
Oh yeah, Street Shark. That's cool.
transforming one. Yep, I got him today. We had a flea market closed down on us today, so everything was getting pretty much not even half off. Like these were 50 cents a piece. So,
Everything must go, huh?
yeah, they had to. I got a
Nice. It kind of looks like an advanced. Oh, he disappeared quick.
He gone.
It looked like an advanced Dungeons and Dragons course kind of at the end there, but oh, why is it on me?
What happened?
There we go. I guess he got kicked out. Oh, there he goes. Come back. Yeah, those robins. I want a few of those too, Chris. Those are really cool.
Are those robins going to be in a like packed together, or are they going to be packed in with somebody else, or?
I don't know either. They supposedly all three are a little different, so there is 3 characters separate.
Or will they just sell them all individually and,
right?
and
Just
make,
to get
money,
their
make more money? Yeah, that's what I figured they would do.
Yeah. They're nice though,
Yeah, they're cool looking.
and like you were saying, the Doomsday looks really good.
Yeah, I like that Superman. I need to get the Superman that's out right now, so I can pair it up with that one whenever they actually release that. I need to go ahead and get that Superman.
Yeah. Oh, Chris says it's a single pack with interchangeable hands and 3 separate head sculpts.
Oh, okay, I got you. So you can buy,
You have to go buy all the bodies.
Yeah, smart. I did get this one this weekend.
Oh, yeah, the animated.
Yeah, because the only ones of these, the McFarlane ones I've got, are the animated ones, and I finally found the blue and gray one. So
He's nice.
Yeah.
He is nice. The only one I've got animated wise is the Harley, but I do like them all. I definitely wanted the Jokers though. I don't know. I'm a big Jokers fan. So. It's that Joker that came with the unpainted Jack Napier head sculpt. I love it. I would like a few of those body molds just to have.
Yeah, those are hitting Walmart right now. I saw them at Walmart
all over the place.
And that Azrael in that wave looks really cool too.
I think that's probably the number one out of that wave. That's the number one figure everybody's trying to get. And I've passed up a few times. I just didn't need it.
Yeah, I saw it a couple times this weekend. I passed on it, but because I have like a couple of Azraels already, like the DC Classics versions.
Yeah.
And that's good enough for me.
But what I really like about that Joker with the Jack Napier head is the figure itself is a lot shorter than the other McFarlane figures. So they're all like, good 7 inches plus height. And he's way there, so he really compares a lot better with Legends height than any of the other. I mean, even if you put the 2 Jokers together, there's a big inch difference in height.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good figure. I just haven't read that storyline. I don't really.
Well, it's actually just the Jack Napier from the character that what's his name in the '89 Batman. That's the character he plays before he became Joker.
Yeah, right.
The main mob man's right hand guy.
Yeah, but isn't that Joker from that White Knight storyline that? Because there's that other Batman that's in that.
It's the same
that wave.
Jack Napier.
Right.
But it is from the White Knight line.
Okay, yeah.
It's just they're taking that character from the movies or from wherever they took it from.
Right. Yeah, I think that story was written by.
Thanks to Thomas Brock, my Smart Hulk is complete. He's got both the pieces for me.
Really? I saw him say the head sculpt. That's awesome.
And he's got the arm coming too.
That's awesome.
You know, speaking of that Hulk, my Texas Toys, that comic book shop, has a Diamond Select or Marvel Select Smart Hulk. I think it looks just as good as the Build-A-Figure.
Yeah, that one's cool
Hey.
because he's in the suit. He's actually in the time travel suit.
Right, yeah, and he has the gauntlet. He has the
I
Iron
always like the bigger characters select scale with Legends. If you look at them,
But that Smart Hulk, like on second market, it's gonna be $100 and some bucks, or you can get that Marvel Select for $24 right now.
yeah, I mean it's a good looking Hulk too.
Good.
They
Yeah.
did
Well,
reveal.
speaking of Comic Con, did y'all see the new Select Hulk coming out?
Yeah,
It's got like the
I was just
robot
about to,
face.
I was just about to mention that, Harry. I
Oh
was
my
just about to
god,
mention
that thing looks crazy. Like
Yeah, I'll definitely be picking that up.
something's going down over there at Diamond Select. They're upping their game.
It's got 2 head sculpts, right? You can put them all normal.
What is the storyline behind that Terminator Hulk, Robot Hulk?
I've never read anything with him being my favorite.
Andy would know.
My favorite Hulk story is the Devil Hulk. That one's cool. That's
Devil
like
Hulk.
his alter egos that not a lot of people see or get to read about. But that Hulk looks cool that they're coming out with.
Well, guys, I gotta get going, so I will
All right,
talk to y'all later. So,
All right, man.
All right, homie. Have a good first day at the new gig tomorrow.
Enjoy
I
it.
appreciate it. Thank you so much. I will see y'all later.
Take it easy.
Pew, 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 pew. The Marvel Select in-game Thanos is going for $250 now. Wow,
Really?
it's cool that you have it. If that's how much it is.
Yeah, I got it for like
Yeah.
$25. Like
That's
no
a
tax,
great figure too.
No tax at a convention. That's awesome.
Is it the one that comes with the helicopter blade sword thing?
I think it has that.
I might get just that Marvel Select one with Death that comes with him.
Oh, that's a great one. Yeah, to me, that's
I
my
had
favorite.
that one.
That's my favorite
I
one.
sold it. I sold it. I regret it. He was a
That's,
cool.
that's my
for
favorite. That's
$29.
my favorite. That's my favorite Thanos figure.
Yeah,
that thing is old. I bought that like 5 years
That
ago.
was that was one of their.
They,
You know,
they I think they've kept re-releasing it, and I think they
Mhm.
I think they've added some like paint apps to it over the years because the
Mhm.
one I have is like pretty plain, but I've
the
never,
original Reese. Yeah.
in
The
recent
one in
years
my
they've added
Texas
some like
Toys
brushing and
is
stuff.
very colorful.
But yeah, I love that classic comic book version from the original story.
I can get it for $29, and it's very colorful looking.
That
Yeah, it's
would
awesome.
pair really well with Legends. That Thanos.
Yeah, that's my favorite. I love that one.
Yeah, he's nice and bulky, crazy looking.
But yeah, I have a lot of the Marvel Select Hulks. I have almost all of them. Not all of them, but almost. So I'll definitely be getting
Those are cool toys.
Yeah, I love Hulk. I've got a bunch of Hulk comics. You know, he's one of the characters that I actually collect the comics for. So, you know, I've read a lot of Hulk stories. I don't recall what story that robot head is from though. I'm trying to remember what that's from, but yeah, it looks cool.
They're doing a full line of just that character, so it's got to be something limited or some side story or.
Yeah, I'm sure it's from
Like a one-off kind of thing.
Yeah, like a story arc or a storyline.
Alternative realm or whatever.
Chris thinks it's Cosmic Hulk.
Cosmic Hulk. I don't know if I read that. I don't think I read that storyline.
Me neither, but they do that a lot. I remember when they did the Cosmic Rider, Ghost Rider. I never got into that.
And it's really Frank Castle as Ghost Rider.
Yeah.
Castle becomes War Machine and Ghost Rider.
Shoot, he's busy.
And Frankenstein.
Uh,
And he became Frankenstein for a while.
and I have a comic book of him becoming Captain America.
What?
Yeah.
It's one of the what ifs.
What ifs.
Super
I might
suit.
have that. I love those what if.
Yeah.
That's what I wish they would do. I wish that Marvel Legends would do a what if line and just like do a, you know, maybe like just drop one of those in on each wave like that they do or something like that. Like that would be so cool. Because there's so many cool designs that they could do with that.
They really can. Yeah, that comic book was good. They inject him with the super soldier serum. He dyes his hair blonde. Like everybody's in, they believe it's him for a while. But they start noticing because, you know, he's still a lot more violent than Captain America.
Right.
He He starts like killing people and tearing.
It's like we've already taken these guys prisoners, and he starts oozing them down.
Yeah, I'm gonna start breaking fingers. And it was a good story. It was a good book to read, though.
Yeah.
The other characters I want to pick up is I want to get the animated figures of the Doom Patrol. They did DC animated figures for that movie. Well, it was before the show, but of those characters, Robot Man and all that from Doom Patrol, DC's Doom Patrol. They're cool. I want to get that whole
I'm
team.
fan on this motherfucker.
He's huge.
That's one of my favorites. That's the best Abomination figure in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Oh,
I really do like that Toy Biz one that they did. To me, I like the look of that one just because how big it is and how bulky it is as far as an action figure goes. But as far as a comic book accurate representation of Abomination, I would say the Toy Biz one from the Marvel Legends line back in the day did a better job. Because that one looked like the classic version of Abomination from the comics, you know.
That thing would work as an anchor on a John boat.
But man, I remember like when that Abomination you just showed us, Harry, was at my comic shop. It was ripped, you know, because it wouldn't hold on the peg. You know what I mean? Like it's that heavy. It was like
just couldn't support the weight.
It was sitting on the floor. Like they had to put it all the way down on the bottom because it kept falling off, you know. And I was like, look, I'm just gonna buy this thing because it's, you know, awesome. But yeah, that's a heavy ass figure. It's probably the heaviest figure I have as far as just, you know.
Who has Rhino? Do you have it, Harry? I like that original.
No, I don't. I would
have the
if I had the
Rhino.
opportunity.
You have Rhino?
I have the Select Rhino.
Man, he's awesome too.
He's actually in my my new intro. If you can
have this guy.
If you're eagle-eyed enough, you can spot him in my new intro.
Okay.
I couldn't talk Kev out of trading me his.
I love that one too.
My Destroyer go, man.
Yeah, I love all the big figures. I have a lot of them.
They're awesome.
Marvel.
Imagine if they did a modern version of this Hasbro, like
Odin's head on mine
as a bath.
The other one I want, I want that. I want to get the Rhino to go.
Rhino is awesome.
Yeah, to me, that's the best Rhino figure. That's Select one.
Oh yeah,
that's the ultimate Rhino figure. There,
better than any of the BAFs. It's the best.
The one. Legend one is expensive though.
Yeah, I ought to just sell my Marvel Legend BAF one because I don't.
You really have the BAF Rhino.
I have the BAF one. I don't really like it. It sells
for a pretty penny on eBay. Like one.
I could probably whenever this pandemic's over, I could probably take it to like Dallas Vintage Toys and trade it in and get some credit for it. I probably got like 2 or 3 BAFs I could do that with. I'll probably just because I've picked some up like through these clearance sales and stuff. I might just do that, take them in there and get me some store credit and just get some other stuff. I've done that before because they give a pretty good amount. They give I think they'll give you like 70% of the market value for your stuff that you trade in, which is pretty good. It used to be 80 and then they dropped it, but that's a good deal.
Yeah, that's a good deal. I wish we had those down here.
Yeah, there's like 3 hours away, so I can't, especially with all this craziness going on right now. I can't really get over there. So
yeah,
one day though, I'll be back. I'll be going back over there.
We might move up there one day if we get a chance.
Go over there, meet up with Dave, and we'll do a toy hunt or something.
Yeah, go have fun. Just around one of the shows.
Yeah.
Go mess with Uber Hulk and run away from him.
Right. Yeah, I met him at a Retropalooza.
Oh, that's cool.
I think the last one we went to, I met him there. He's a cool dude.
Yeah.
He puts on an act, but he's pretty cool.
Yep. He says, "Are y'all sad that Geeks are closing?"
Yeah, I'm sad that I never even got to go to one. I went to one. I went to their location in Denton, and they were closed. Which made me so mad. But yeah, I never got to go to a Freaks and Geeks, unfortunately. Hopefully they'll come back, once this is all over. But
yeah, this stuff has killed off a lot of small business.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, I'm excited about Flow 2 Origins. I really love that line.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to Kev. I'm hoping that they'll drop in, like, once they get these core characters out of the way, I'm
Yeah.
hoping they'll drop in some of that oddball stuff, like you were talking about the Giants, or just some of those things that they eventually did in the classics line, but they were like concepts for the vintage line, but they never
Yeah.
got around to it.
We
you
didn't
know
get
what I
them.
mean?
Let me tell you who I loved as a kid.
Uh-oh.
That guy who was like, his chest was transparent and he had gears.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Roboto.
I love that toy, dude. I took it in the car.
That was one of my favorites.
Yeah,
He stayed with me no matter where we were going, running errands with my mom.
He was probably like
toward
the
the
second
end,
one.
wasn't he? Wasn't he toward the end of the life?
No. He was kind of like, early on or right in the middle, because he was probably like the second figure that I bought, because I got Cobra Khan first. And then I probably got Roboto second, just because I love robots.
I remember Squirt too. Squirt with his head.
Yeah,
his chest.
Cobra Khan. That's what sold me. I remember.
I always thought his name was Squirt. It's not Squirt.
No, it's Cobra Khan was his name.
Yeah.
Cobra Khan.
Yeah. No, there was a guy called Squeeze.
Yeah.
He was in the later lines, I think. But he had like big long snake arms. He was a snake guy. But yeah, Roboto was awesome. I loved.
Well, I remember as the mid '80s was coming up, the Motu section, and I remember the best outside of Toys R Us in my neck of the woods where I grew up in Jefferson Parish, right across New Orleans. Service Merchandise had an amazing. They kind of had basically a Toys R Us inside of their store, and I'll never forget it.
I got a lot of stuff.
Started to get smaller and smaller as the '80s crawled on.
Yeah. No, I have a distinct memory, Harry, of standing in. This was like toward the end of the Motu line, standing in a Service Merchandise end cap and looking at all the new figures that were out, like the brand new wave, and I was like, nah, I don't want to get these anymore. And of course, all those were like the Horde Trooper, Prince, King Randor, Sorceress, all the ones that are like super expensive now. And I have a distinct memory of like walking away from those, and I'm haunted by that memory, because now they're all like, $200, $300 each,
It's hard to get them.
And that was like the last wave of that toy line that I didn't get. I was too old for toys. Moved on, unfortunately. But yeah, I got a lot of stuff from Service Merchandise. We definitely shopped there a lot when we were kids, and a lot of I got a lot of them from the Barksdale, the Air Force Base. They have a store,
the base shop.
Yeah, like the BX with the base exchange. It was just kind of like a department store for the for the patrons,
for the families and the active duty. Gotcha. And the reserve.
Yeah, your GI cards and all that.
I got a lot of them from there too, back in the day. So,
did you ever have Lionel's Play Worlds?
Mm-mm.
No, didn't have that. That was an amazing toy store. It was not as grand as Toys R Us, but it still it was bigger than KV though. You went in it and it was, comparing it to Toys R Us really isn't fair, because Toys R Us had cutting edge marketing and advertising departments, whereas this was, we are a really big toy shop is what we are.
Yeah.
That was their marketing. Just toys on the outside of the building was their advertising, whereas TVU in the 80s going into the 90s had advertising executives and such, and they were Target ads, and they were putting television spots and the cartoons, and so Lionel's Play World had like a train set that would run from one end of the store to the other, all up around the upper edges, and their video game section was like Atari and NES, and it was a cool, I remember seeing the Ramco Rambo toys set up in a display behind glass, and they had done like this cool jungle like diorama basically with the and then underneath them were the figures on the pegs, and you saw them displayed that way, you immediately wanted to take that home because
that's cool.
You didn't have the diorama waiting on you. You were going to play in your yard. You were going to play, you were just going to envision that you were doing jungle warfare with those toys because of the presentation,
Right. Yeah, we didn't have anything like that. Yeah, I pretty much mostly just shopped at Service Merchandise and on base. We had a local toy store. It was called Toy Fair was the name of it. But it sucked because it was really just more like a dress shop. You know what I mean? For like, well, and they had like educational toys. It was really like a baby,
like modeling clay and building blocks. And
yeah, it was really like a baby.
Erector set,
like
whatever.
So. It was for like the fancy folks, you know what I mean? It was like for the fancy people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Educational.
But yeah, we didn't shop
no
there,
figs.
No, they never had any, and they actually just closed about like 5 years ago. Finally,
really,
our company, the company I work for, would do advertising and stuff for them. We do their commercials and stuff like that. And they finally, after years and years of being around, they finally shut down. They closed.
It's just
and that was
before with Amazon and Walmart.
Yeah, I mean, it was way before all this, current stuff that's going on. But yeah, it's
the corporate machine.
Yeah, I think that generation of customers just died out probably, and they just didn't carry over to the next generation. Like you said, everybody's online shopping now. So
yeah, online killed everything off.
Yeah.
Digital world killed everything off.
Kev, it doesn't stop Kev going to those big old grocery stores, checking those aisles in the grocery store.
Yeah, if there's something left out there, I'm gonna at least try to find it.
He finds Black Series inside of HEB.
Yeah, I wish I had HEB because all we have here is Kroger, and they don't really have anything good.
Apparently, there are some Krogers that have like elaborate toy aisles, right? I've never seen.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, the one I went to, it's like a brand new Kroger. It's one of those super Krogers, And in the past, I have found good stuff in there, and I have found stuff on clearance. But I don't know, for the past year, they've kind of dialed back on
that comment that Brock just put on there. We got to talk about how Kmart had a very solid toy aisle.
Yeah, Kmart. That was another store that we would shop at.
Yes,
and it was so bittersweet when my local Kmart finally closed, just because it was one of those. Not that it was good, and not that I really miss it, just because it's
no 100 there though. It was guaranteed.
But it was it was just like nostalgia. It was just nostalgic just to go and shop there because. Yeah. It was really one of the last stores in my area that I could remember going to as a kid. You know what I mean? And there's not hardly any other stores left because Service Merchandise is long gone. I don't really get to go out to the
Penny's is on the rock. The department store model is on the rocks.
So yeah, I mean there's the mall, but the mall has changed so much over the years. Okay. A lot of the stores that I shopped at when I was a kid aren't there anymore. You know what I mean? So
Coast is gone.
Yeah, KB
was on their last legs, honestly.
So yeah, it's but yeah, we shopped at Kmart all the time, more than Walmart, because Walmart really wasn't, it wasn't the same entity as it was back then. You know what I mean? You didn't have the super, Walmarts everywhere. So it was just like another department store, so, and, Kmart, we were all kind of bargain shoppers, being a kind of a poorer family. So, Kmart had those blue light specials, you know what I mean? You didn't want to miss out on those.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I did buy toys from there too. I remember.
Yeah, buddy. They had a decent toy aisle, great toy aisle.
I remember getting a lot of good stuff from Kmart.
I got a fair share of my video games growing up from Kmart.
I'm pretty sure we probably got some Intellivision games from there back in the day.
It was sad to see him go. Just one less place to be able to go look at.
I think there's still some open up north. I don't think they're completely gone yet.
There's very few of them. I don't know how.
Yeah, there's not many left, but I think
Sears is
technically-
the one that bought Kmart out, and they were in bad financial shape themselves.
Yeah, they did that thing where a lot of companies will, when they're both in financial trouble, they'll like merge together,
Consolidate debt.
and try to fix things that way. But it doesn't always work out, and it didn't work out. Definitely didn't work out for Sears.
It brought them a little more time, but the inevitable was the doors have to be closed.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm pretty sure Sears is completely gone now. Yeah, Chris Barca, I agree. The Mike Kroger pretty much only has. They mostly have. They have a huge
Knick-knack
selection
toys, like
They have a huge selection of Hot Wheels.
what's it called? Like the little rubber ball on the paddle, and you beat
That's
it with.
what you'd expect to see at a grocery store. Those cheap stuff.
Yeah, now that's the stuff
Like-
that's the stuff I remember seeing back in the day, Harry, at the grocery store, like all that.
Like a set of jacks, and
Yeah, the Jacks, the Army Men, which
a little thing
we
of gloop that comes in the egg, and you get the gloop.
we did like play the hell out of some Army Men back in the day. We did
the
like
green
me and my
Army Man. Hell
me and
yeah!
me and my brothers, we used to get those all the time.
I remember my neighbor dropped me off a whole bunch of those one time when I was little, and we felt like we won the lottery. Me and my brother.
We loved those because we had a our like grandfather or like grandfather-in-law, I guess. He actually worked for a dirt company, so he had like a dump truck that he would like bring us like a free pile of dirt and just like dump it out onto the ground.
Oh hell yeah!
And that was like a weekend right there.
In Louisiana, you need to actually, people in other states don't understand, you need to re-add more land to your property so it doesn't erode.
Yeah. So that
trucks of dirt.
That was like a whole weekend to play for us, and once we got our Army Men out there, we just start burying them alive.
Especially
and stuff
if
like
you
that.
had like the little Jeeps and stuff and the little cars that went with them.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So.
And the tanks, the little plastic Army Men tanks, those were dope because they were on the swivel.
And I mean, a lot of we did a lot of toy shopping at Goodwills and Salvation Armies too back in the day, because that's where I got my castles from, because I never got the only brand new He-Man castle that I got was the Fright Zone. I got that one. I think I got that one Christmas.
Born in 80. We were born in 80, so kids y'all's age were entering like teenagehood in the mid-80s. So you were letting go of your toys because y'all wanted bikes, wanted video games, you wanted to look cooler, you wanted skateboards and cigarettes and switchblades, all that stuff. Cigarettes in the pocket. So you were letting your toys go, and your parents were
brass knuckles,
scooping them up on
all
the
that
deal.
stuff. I got my brass knuckles at Service Merchandise.
All that cool, fun.
I remember standing in front of that end cap, looking at those He-Man toys. I looked over to the right and I saw all the brass knuckles, and I just went for those instead.
Yeah,
a big mistake.
You might take the switchblade.
That was probably in a rollerblade gang or something.
But yeah, that's where I got my Castle Grayskull and my Snake Mountain from originally. I think I got them from a Goodwill. But yeah.
So my laptop's about to die. Y'all ready to call this?
Yeah, we had a good conversation here, guys.
It was fun, everybody.
Yeah.
Appreciate everybody in the chat. Thanks for hanging out.
Yep. Until next time, stay savage and stay safe and stay negative.
Good.
Later, guys.
Take it easy.